Hello and welcome back to Football Daily, where today we are running through our team of the year for the calendar year 2021. It's really as simple as that. Goalkeeper, Gianluigi Donnarumma. Whilst Jan Oblak definitely deserves a shout out for a heroic 2020-21 campaign that saw him concede 9.8 fewer goals than XG predicted, the largest overperformance in Europe, a sizable drop off this season has counted against him. Eduard Mendy should also be credited for far exceeding expectations and for conceding just 3 times in 12 Champions League games as Chelsea won their second European title. But for us, the standout keeper of the year has to be Gianluigi Donnarumma. Although the 6'5" shot stopper hasn't set the world alight at PSG yet, starting under 50% of their matches at the time of writing, his performances at Euro 2020 were spectacular. An Azzurri regular since 2016, their failure to make the 2018 World Cup meant this was the former Milan's player's first taste of senior tournament football, and he more than stepped up to the plate. 3 clean sheets, just 4 goals conceded in 7 games, and crucial penalty shootout saves against Morata, Sancho and Saka secured Italy their second European title, and Donnarumma the Player of the Tournament award and a place on our list. Right back, Trent Alexander-Arnold. 2021 wasn't a vintage year for Liverpool. Starting the year in first, an injury crisis eventually caught up with them, and by early March they'd lost 6 of their previous 7 league games and slipped down to 8th, forcing them to go on a 10-match unbeaten run to secure Champions League football. But whilst the Reds would sooner forget the 2021 campaign, Trent Alexander-Arnold, a Champions League horror show against Real Madrid aside, largely maintained his world-leading form. 2 goals and 7 assists in 36 league games in 2021 have been backed up by 10 goal contributions in 16 league games to date, a figure topped only by Salah, Jota, Dennis and Mount in the Premier League at the time of writing. Ranking in the top 3% of fullbacks in Europe for shots, assists, expected assists, non-penalty goals and assists, shot creating actions, passes attempted and progressive passes, Trent continues to be an attacking cheat code at fullback. If he'd been fit and started at Euro 2020, who knows what could have happened. Centre-back, Ruben Dias. Whilst Bonucci and Chiellini's performances during Euro 2020 deserve a mention, Chiellini's injury issues and Bonucci's mixed form since made it impossible for us to include the veterans in the team of the year. Instead, we want Man City's Ruben Dias, who was the outstanding Premier League centre-back in the absence of Virgil van Dijk in 2021, to form the bedrock of our defence. Signed in late September 2020, Diaz arrived at the club at a pretty low ebb. The talismanic figure of David Silva had left a few months earlier, a year on from Vincent Kompany, and City had conceded 6 goals in their first 2 league games, 5 of which were against Leicester City. By the end of the year, City had finished 12 points clear of the rest, with a 15-game winning run proving crucial and reached their first ever Champions League final, with Diaz's side keeping Haaland and Mbappe goalless. Diaz was named Football Writers Player of the Year, Man City Player of the Year and Premier League Player of the Season. Diaz and Portugal might have underwhelmed at the Euros, but he's back to his best, with Man City conceding just 9 league goals at the time of writing, 3 fewer than any other European side. Centre-back, David Alaba. Antonio Rudiger, Marquinhos and Inter's defensive unit all deserve an enormous shout-out. However, we can't not include David Alaba, who has arguably been the outstanding defender in 2 separate leagues in 2021. After wrapping his 12-year stint at Bayern Munich up with his 27th trophy in May, Alaba signed a 5-year deal with Real Madrid worth a reported €19.5 million per season. Joining a club preparing for the exit of Ramos and Varane, 2 of the best defenders of this century, Alaba's seamless transition has made them barely miss them. 8 points clear at the top of La Liga at the time of writing, through to the knockout stages of the Champions League with 15 points, a figure topped by just 3 teams, and having secured more points after 17 games than in any of the last 9 seasons, Alaba has made an enormous difference. Since the start of November, Ancelotti's side have conceded 5 goals in 11 games, with Mendy and Militao clearly benefiting from the Austrians' presence. We aren't ruling anything out for Alaba's Real Madrid in 2022. Left back, Theo Hernandez. With Alphonso Davies and Andy Robertson having endured slightly underwhelming years by their exceptional standards, and Luke Shaw's form having dipped dramatically at the start of the season, the left back slot was straightforward. It has to be Milan's Theo Hernandez. Signed for a bargain €20 million from Real Madrid in July 2019 after excelling on loan at Real Sociedad, the younger Hernandez brother has wasted little time showing Los Blancos the error of their ways, racking up an extraordinary 16 goals and 18 assists in his first 100 games. His rate of 0.34 goal contributions per game dwarfs Robinson's 0.25 for a far superior side, and has been a crucial component of Milan taking part in consecutive Scudetto races. When Theo gets going, he's very difficult to stop, with his 2.2 dribbles per 90 last term, topped by just 5 players in Serie A, with Roman Spinazzola the only other fullback to complete more than his 1.6. His 8 progressive carries per 90 not only ranks in the top 4% of fullbacks in Europe, but top wingers such as Mane 6.7 and Foden 7.3. A truly unique attacking threat, who has played as big a role as anyone getting Milan back on track. Right midfielder, Mohamed Salah. Look, Kylian Mbappe would have been a very worthy inclusion after 53 goal involvements in just 47 games in 2020-21, and a strong start already to this season. And what of Dusan Tadic, who's registered his 37th assist of the year in mid-December, beating a record previously held by Lionel Messi? Well, they'd both have been worthy nominees, but for us it could only go to one man, Liverpool's Egyptian king, Mohamed Salah. One of very few red players who maintained that output in 2021, Salah's 22 league goals in 37 games was enough to be named in the PFA Team of the Year and Liverpool's Player of the Season. And after a summer off, unlike so many of his European colleagues, Salah has been absolutely sensational, with 22 goals and 9 assists in just 24 League and Champions League games at the time of writing. Now, if he continues at this current rate, Salah will finish the season with over 50 Premier League goals and assists, 6 more than Thierry Henry ever managed for Arsenal. If Liverpool are still in touch at the end of the AFCON, we wouldn't rule out a second title in 3 years come May. Central midfield, Nicolo Barella. After the 2021 that Inter Milan have had, we simply had to include one of their players, and you'd be hard pushed to find one that had a better year than central midfielder Nicolo Barella. Only 24, the Italian has flown somewhat under the radar since his move from Cagliari in 2019, but has quietly developed into one of the Nerazzurri's most dependable players and already has a century of appearances for the club. In the second half of the 2020-21 campaign, Barella notched 7 goal contributions for the future champions, and saw his form continue into this new season. Between May and October, he would score 1 goal and set up 9 in a 12-game span for Inter, with his side ending the year where they spent most of it, at the top of the table. Currently the Serie A assist leader with 7, his efforts at international level can't be ignored either. Featuring in an astonishing 17 matches for the Azzurri during 2021, Barella would score the opener in the Euro 2020 quarter-final against Belgium, as they'd go on to win the competition, becoming just as crucial for his country as he has been for his club. Central midfielder, N'Golo Kante. In a year where Chelsea won the Champions League, you know there'd be outrage if we didn't include one of their players in the Team of the Year, so we've gone for N'Golo Kante. Without getting drawn into why Jorginho didn't make it despite somehow being voted as the 3rd best player in the world, we'll simply say that Thomas Tuchel's side are much better with Kante in it. In 2021, Chelsea played 62 games in all competitions, with Kante featuring in 38 of those, missing a number due to injury. Hardly surprising considering the 30-year-old hasn't stopped running since coming to England. Of those 38 matches, the Blues lost just 4. Of those other 24 fixtures, a Kante-less Chelsea lost 6. At 25% of the games, that's more than double the losses without their number 7 than with him. In fact, Kante put in 4 man-of-the-match performances from 6 starts in the Champions League knockouts, which is also including the final itself, and is 5th this season for defensive actions amongst his teammates despite just 7 Premier League starts. Tuchel may have turned Chelsea into a more exciting side, but Kante is still the glue that holds the side together. Left midfielder, Lionel Messi. His time at PSG may not have got off to the best of starts, but he'd still struggle to find many players who have had a better 12 months than Lionel Messi. If it wasn't for the 34-year-old, Barcelona would have struggled to finish in Spain's top 4. The Argentine scored 23 goals and set up a further 8 in La Liga from January. This amounts to 60% of his entire tally across all competitions in 2020-21, and over a third of the Blaugrana's total league goals for the campaign. Then of course there's the Copa America, which saw Messi lift an international trophy for the first time in his career. He contributed to 9 of Argentina's 12 goals in their first continental title since 1993, with his 4 goals and 5 assists, both more than anyone else in the tournament. Even now in Paris, he's scored 5 goals in 5 Champions League matches, as well as finally finding form in Ligue 1, with 6 goal contributions in his last 6 matches. And ultimately, Messi did add a 7th Ballon d'Or to his name. It's hard to argue against him having the recognition for yet another incredible year. Striker, Dusan Vlahovic. To the strike pairing now, and in an extremely close call, we've decided to plump for Dusan Vlahovic over Erling Haaland. The Norwegian's 2021 has been stellar, of course, but his 43 goals across all competitions almost feels like it should be par for the course for the 21-year-old. However, no single player has done more to elevate their own name this year than Fiorentina's Vlahovic. Only 21 himself, the Serbian forward was practically unheard of this time last year, having scored just 7 goals in 50 matches for La Viola in his first 2.5 years with the club. However, the 6'3" marksman ended 2020 with 3 goals in 3 games, and just hasn't stopped scoring since. 2021 has seen Vlahovic find the back of the net 33 times in Serie A, 9 more than anyone else in Italy, and second amongst all footballers in reputable leagues worldwide. Such is his confidence, the former Partizan striker has rejected all offers of a new deal from Fiorentina, meaning they'll almost definitely cash in on their star asset. With rumours of a €70 million price tag, it surely won't be long before Vlahovic is at an elite club. Striker, Robert Lewandowski. There was only one person we could round off our team of the year with, and that's Robert Lewandowski. He might be 33, but the striker keeps breaking records and shows no signs of stopping or slowing down anytime soon, as we seem to find his name on the score sheet every single week. 2020-21 saw Lewandowski break Gerd Muller's half-century-old record of most goals in a single Bundesliga campaign with 41 in total, coming in just 29 matches, and scored in every league and Champions League game from January to May except for one. And then in this campaign, he's already scored 30 goals across all competitions, including 9 in 5 Champions League fixtures. When you add that up throughout the calendar year, his 43 Bundesliga goals is 10 more than second best Vlahovic managed across world football. When you add in the Pokal, Champions League and his efforts for Poland, scoring 11 in 12 on the international stage, Lewandowski's total is 67 goals in 57 matches, at a rate of 1 every 71 minutes. Maybe he did deserve that Ballon d'Or after the event's cancellation last year. It would have been the perfect way to round off another stellar year. Guess he's just got to pull out the bag once more in 2022. So that was our team of the year for 2021, but do you guys agree or do you disagree? What players should have been in the squad? Let me know in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, then please like it. Let's try and get 4,000 likes. And if you want to see more Football Daily content, then click on screen right now. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, click that big red button. See you in 2022.